weaving relict. A charcoal wool wraparound skirt from the French Connection sale and a black lamb's wool turtleneck I'd chosen for the one and only reason that it made me look like death. There are times in a private eye's working life when looking like she's about to keel over is an image preferable to that of Wonder Woman on Wiz. I was about to close the conservatory door behind me as I returned to Richard's house when his doorbell belted out an inappropriate blast of the guitar riff from Eric Clapton's Layla. "Shit," I muttered. No matter how careful you are, there's always something you forget. I couldn't remember what the other choices were on Richard's 20 Great Rock Riffs doorbell, but I was sure there must be something more fitting than Clapton's wailing guitar. Maybe something from the Smiths, I thought vaguely, as I tried to compose my face into a suitable expression for a woman who's just lost her partner. Just how was I supposed to look? I found a second to wonder. What's the well-bereft woman wearing on her face this season? You can't go for the mascara tracks down the cheeks in these days of lash tints. I took a deep breath, hoped for the best, and opened the door. The crime correspondent of the Manchester Evening Chronicle stood on the step, her black hair even more like an explosion in a wig factory than usual. "Kate," my best friend Alexis said, stepping forward and pulling me into a hug. "I can't believe it," she added, a catch in her voice. She moved back to look at me, tears in her eyes. So much for the hard-bitten news hound. "Why didn't you call us? When I saw it in the paper. Kate, what the hell happened?" I looked past her, all quiet in the street outside. I put my arm round her shoulders and firmly drew her inside, closing the door behind her. "Nothing. Richard's fine," I said, leading the way down the hall. "Do what?" Alexis demanded, stopping and frowning at me. "If he's fine, how come I just read he's dead in tonight's paper? And if he's fine, how come you're doing the babies in black number, when you know that's the one colour that makes you look like the bride of Frankenstein?" "If you'd let me get a word in edgeways, I'll explain," I said, going through to the living room. "Take my word for it, Richard is absolutely okay." Alexis stopped dead on the threshold, taking in the pristine tidiness of the room. "Oh no, he's not," she said, suspicion running through her heavy Scouse accent like the stripe in the toothpaste. "He's not fine if he's left his living room looking like this. At the very least, he's having a nervous breakdown. What the hell's going on here, KB?" "I can't believe you read the death notices," I said, throwing myself down on the nearest sofa. "I don't normally," Alexis admitted, subsiding on the sofa opposite me. "I was down Moss Side Nick waiting for a statement from the duty inspector about a little bit of aggravation involving an Uzi and a dead Rottweiler, and they were taking so long about it. I'd read everything else in the paper except the ads for the dinner dances. And it's just as well I did. What's going on? If he's not dead, who's he upset enough to get heavy metal hassle like this?" She stabbed the paper she carried with a nicotine-stained index finger. "It was me who put the announcement in," I said. "That's one way of telling him it's over," Alexis interrupted before I could continue. "I thought you two had got things sorted." "We have," I said through clenched teeth. Ironing out the problems in my relationship with Richard would have taken the entire staff of an industrial laundry a month. It had taken us rather longer. "So what's going on?" Alexis demanded belligerently. "What's so important that you have to give everybody a heart attack thinking Milado's popped his clogs?" "Can't you resist the journalistic exaggeration for once?" I sighed. "You know, and I know, that nobody under 60 routinely reads the deaths column. I had to use a real name and address, and I figured with Richard out of town till the end of the week, nobody's going to be any the wiser if I used his," I explained. "And he won't be, unless you tell him." "That depends on whether you tell me what this is all in aid of," Alexis said cunningly, her outrage at having wasted her sympathy a distant memory, now she had the scent of a possible story in her nostrils. "I mean, I think he's going to notice something's going on," she added, sweeping an eloquent arm through the air. "I don't think he knows that carpet has a pattern." "I took Polaroids before I started," I told her. "When I'm finished, I'll put it back the way it was before. He won't notice a thing." "He will when I show him the cutting," Alexis countered. "Spill, KB. What are you playing at?" "What's with the grieving widow number?" She leaned back and lit a cigarette. "So much for my clean ashtrays." "Can't tell you," I said.